Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go!
Hi, everybody. We had guests galore on the show today.
What'd you call me?
Recently retired footballer, although he's still got a few games to go, but he announced it. David Mundy.
Yeah, that was great. Richo joins us from the Commonwealth Games. We hear a bit of a cameo from a couple of people in the background too.
Yep. We become train crazy today because we speak to train driver Aaron, who won Beauty and the Geek, and then we got obsessed.
A little bit. Chrissy Swan from The Masked Singer joined us.
Yeah.
And we also discuss when you were told not to look up, or maybe don't come out of your door.
Also, what was flapping in the wind that got a woman some money, and we head to Albany to find out one of the crimes of the centuries where your mouth will be open, but I wouldn't leave it open because something will get rammed in it.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Oh, Albany, what a wonderful place to visit.
Yeah.
Hotbed of crime, though.
Yes.
Bit happenings in the paper today, Nath.
We've talked about quite a lot. It's got the Amity, which
Yes,
is great. It's got
the old
museum,
whaling station.
the museum with the petrified apple in it.
Well, just yesterday, some lady ran through the car park into the water in her car in Albany.
Yeah, bit of action.
So I had to come and rescue. Anyway, thanks for getting on board.
A man has stolen nearly $2,000 worth of sex toys from an adult shop, and he did it because he had... Oh, there's one of them. He did it because he
Sounds
had
like
to...
a foghorn.
Is that
What is that? What is that?
that face massager you used that time?
He did it because he had to pay rent. The face massager thing, right? So my cousins live next to my nana and my older cousins, two women. And one day me and my brother were in their shed and we're going through a box of their things.
I mean, seems legit.
And we found this banana-shaped thing, like a straight banana, and we turned it on, and then it started vibrating, and we were like, and straight away, because we were little kids, we went, "This is face massager."
Yeah,
and then so
famously,
we had
kids
it all
love
over
to massage their faces.
and then Mum came out and screamed at us, blue murder, "Get that off your face!"
She knew where
and
it
we
had
didn't
been.
know what her problem was because we were using it in the correct way.
Do you know now?
And it took a while until later on you learn things about life.
His skin's never looked better, though, to be fair.
A reflection.
That's so supple.
Now I get what she was saying. Anyway, so yeah, this guy has stolen $2,000 worth of sex toys from an adult shop because he had to pay rent. He decided to represent himself.
Okay. Yeah.
And he said he was between jobs. He needed the money. He said they were worth the money too because I sold them.
So somebody has bought...
Someone has bought stolen sex toys.
All right. So regularly people have been accosted by dudes rolling up in a white van, opening the back and saying, "Hey,
Stereo
Lamb.
equipment.
Yes.
Katie Lamb, right? So remember when those little Segway things were all the rage?
Yes.
Right? They were super expensive at the time. Katie Lamb had been given the name of a guy with the van, and then she met this guy with the van in the car park, and then she went there and she bought a Segway at the back of the van for a dramatically cheaper price. Even though in the news at the time, there were warnings about them catching on fire when you plugged them into charge.
Sure. Minor detail.
Yeah. So I understand things like that. But
things of a
sex toys.
personal nature that you put in personal places.
But
This
what
is
was the deal? Like they're in packaging, right?
No, sure, but you can put anything back in a package. You can put a package in anything. My personal rule, I think, would be if something is going inside of me,
Yes.
then I'm going to get it from the proper shop.
Well, it's good to have some standards in your life.
After working together for 13 years, you thought,
Nathan, you've got to remember, he would have been selling them at a great discount.
I know,
You do love a bargain.
Oh my
You do
gosh.
love a bargain.
Oh, would you?
You're Brian,
Okay,
you're Brian Morris
I
all
do,
over.
You're right, all right. So I would line up to that van in a car park and buy a half-price rabbit. That's what it's called.
Yes,
Silver bullet.
And look at him, he's never been happier. He bought the lot.
And a flashlight, am I getting that right? Flashlight, or is it a
yeah.
different
Well,
valve?
we'll call it a flashlight. Yeah.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Yeah, make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
So we're going to the Northern Territory right now.
Lovely.
Times.
Okay, and a group of campers have woken up absolutely furious outside of their caravan. There were people talking. and loudly.
So there was a commotion.
There's a commotion.
When you're camping, Nath, or in a caravan park, you just want to have that pristine time at night where everything's quiet.
Yeah, Sean. There were lights actually shining into their caravan as well.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's annoying.
Like headlights from cars shining into the caravan. So anyway, they were livid and they came out to give everyone a mouthful. They opened up the door like really angrily and said, can you take your conversation somewhere else? We're trying to sleep.
Oh, yes.
And as they did that, the group of people that were outside talking yelled, "Don't come outside!" And then they look down and there's a 2.5 metre crocodile
Outside their caravan. In the annex? What?
the witnesses there said it was actually really quite funny how quickly they closed the door. Because they closed the door so quickly the door bounced back open again.
Yes.
It's pretty shocking when someone says don't come outside. You probably wouldn't guess there was going to be a crocodile.
No, at your doorstep.
I mean,
you are in the NT, but still.
Human nature is to be inquisitive.
Yes. Yes, as soon as somebody says don't do something, all you want to do is do that thing.
Yeah, don't look down.
Don't come outside. Don't look down. Don't come in here. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Your ex is here with the new girlfriend, the new boyfriend.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. No. Don't look up. You don't want to hear don't look up.
No.
And then straight away.
Because you know something bad is up there and it's coming for you. Give me a better instruction, like duck.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We are talking about when somebody warns you not to do something.
Yeah.
Why were they warning you not to come outside or whatever it was?
Hello, Tracy.
Hi, how you going?
Great,
Good,
Tracy.
Great, Trace.
What was the warning and was it warranted, Tracy?
Oh, definitely. I was at work in the box serving customers and a customer yelled out, "Tracy, don't come out." So what did I do? Open the door and there's over a metre tiger snake straight outside my door.
Oh.
I've never kicked the door shut so quickly.
I bet.
And then I watched it go from my box over and it headed straight towards my car. Before I got in my car that afternoon, I put my alarm on my car to make sure it wasn't anywhere near before I reached my car.
Now, Tracy, we need some context here because you keep talking about the snake near your box. What box are we talking about?
I work up at Bullsbrook and I serve the customers. I'm in like a little square box and I serve the customers through the window.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Trace, one day we had a tiger snake that was in our studio and it was angry as all get up.
Yeah, a guy had brought it in. It wasn't just randomly.
And so
here.
this guy knows this snake personally, right?
Yeah.
And
he's a professional snake
So the
handler.
guy has released the snake. Sean and I are up on this very desk.
I'm in another room.
Natalie's in another room. And this snake's just turned around to this handler, who he knows well, and just starts going... and
Like striking at his leg.
repeatedly, and Sean like...
and the handler said, "Oh, that's not supposed to happen."
Yes.
Don't know about that.
A lot of people don't want to be on the radio, do they? Thank you, Tracy. Hello, Erica.
Hello.
Hi, Erica.
Okay, Erica, what were you warned about? What was the warning?
So I was at a bar and it was like in the World Cup and it was pretty packed. And my friend basically was like, "Don't move." And by that point it was too late because a waitress behind me with a whole tray of drinks had tripped and the whole tray full of beers just fell right on my head.
Oh, no, Erica.
Well, I would suggest that it would have been more important that you did move.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Hey, move. God, that would have felt like it was in slow motion, Erica, when
and
those
then
drinks are coming for you.
Soaked, right?
Yeah, I was soaked head to toe in beer.
Oh.
No, not great. Hard to pick up under those
So
circumstances.
that was at where was that? At the World Cup?
My friend's wedding was in the Netherlands, so I went over to the Netherlands, and it was during the World Cup, and they were for soccer, and they take their soccer very seriously.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
And so the bar was packed, and the waitress, there was a step, and the waitress tripped over the step, and it looked like, apparently my friends were like, it looked like she was going to go forward, so you were going to miss it. But the tray just she tried to catch the and right all over me.
Oh, Erica, I feel your pain.
Yeah, we do.
Spend how much money on merch for dry clothing?
Yes, exactly.
Who was playing at that World Cup?
Can you remember who was playing in the match?
Netherlands and I think Brazil.
Yeah,
God,
that's a big one.
You would have bought Brazil merch, would you? Or Netherlands?
Well,
if
not
you're
over
in the
there.
Netherlands,
Over there, be wearing
you're dressing
orange.
head to toe in orange.
yeah,
Yeah.
No worries.
Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We're talking about when somebody yells a warning to you, like, don't come outside. And it turns out it's because there's a gigantic crocodile outside your caravan.
It's a good reason not to come outside.
It is.
Yeah, the warnings are usually going to start with a don't.
Yes.
We want to know if the don't was worthwhile. Hi, Lara.
Good morning.
Hi,
Morning,
Lara.
What happened, Lara?
So I was on my way home from work, and I got a call from my husband telling me not to come home, not to enter the house, because our 4 little boys all had gastro, and we had a house full of vomit and all that good stuff, and he was trying to spare me. But I'm a nurse, and I just felt like I had to come home and look after my babies. But yeah, it was a good warning that I wish I had.
What a nice husband. Because every other husband in the world would have said, get home now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been don't stay at work.
Yeah. I wish I had taken the warning, because I did end up coming down with it myself the next day. But,
Lara.
Yeah.
It's not great, is it?
It's good for the abs, though. It's like you've done 5,000 sit-ups after a good bout of gastro, isn't it?
There's no
Never
such
had
thing as a
it.
good
Yeah.
bout of
I've
gastro.
never had it.
You are amazing.
Don't get it on a
That's exactly why you
plane,
won't
is
get
my
COVID.
advice to
You can't get anything.
So what's it like? So what happens? It's just that you cannot keep anything in?
Yeah, you got the
Yes.
stomach cramps, so you need to throw up and stuff like that. But as I said, you feel, because you're doing it, you feel like you're...
Nobody else thinks gastro is a workout, Sean, you weirdo.
Don't they?
Well, I wouldn't mind it because it's the only way I'm doing a sit-up.
Let's go to Jackie at Atwell. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey, Jackie, okay. What was the warning about?
When my son goes into hospital regularly, and when he first started going in, we had the instruction with the nurses and doctors, and they told us not to touch, what not to touch, what we can touch, and what buttons to push and everything like that. And our first night in there, we're sitting there, and he's woken up and like just a little boy, and he's like, oh, I want some water. So my husband's jumped up and pushed a button on the wall to call the nurse. The next, we had about 10 nurses and doctors come racing in thinking there was a problem.
Did they have jugs of water or not?
No jugs of water, no.
So he's in the full-on emergency. There's a medical drama going on. And
Yeah, sirens
like,
were going
I'm
off the
thirsty.
whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic.
Oh,
Okay, that's
thanks,
so
Jackie.
funny.
That is.
And yet not a cup of water.
No, not
to
a
be
cup of
found.
water to be found.
Oh, so sorry.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
The Masked Singer is back. It kicks off Sunday, and there's a few more new faces on the guessing panel.
There is.
One of those is Chrissy Swan, who joins us now. Good morning, Chrissy.
Greetings.
Hello,
Thanks for
lady.
having me.
Morning.
You must have a great resume. You get some good jobs, lady.
Can you? Oh, I love it. You must have a good resume. Yes, I did. I pounded the pavement. I popped
That's right.
put my CV into all
They
the
put
shops.
out a
and
sign saying help wanted. So
That's it.
Yeah, she's got her high school results on there.
That's it.
The
That's
2
the
years she
cutest
worked in a
thing.
deli.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard. You must have a good resume. Oh God! I've got 3 kids, and every time I see and yet the eldest one is about to turn 14, and I
Yep.
keep on telling him, 14 and 9 months, mate, you are
Yes.
out there earning a living. Much to his horror, because I believe he was a pharaoh in a previous life and doesn't want to lift a finger. He would have me carry him out of his bedroom every morning for the shakshuka that I lovingly make him.
Yes.
But I just every time I walk past a help wanted ad
Yes.
in my local village, I'm like, any minute now, Leon.
See, I had a job when
Yeah.
I was in year 6. That was my first job.
I mean,
What, like a
illegal,
paper
but-
round?
No,
Paper
no,
round
I
or-
worked at a deli selling
Really?
Chinese food illegal.
He was an accountant. He was an accountant doing people's taxes.
That's very Dickensian, didn't they?
Isn't
Didn't
it?
they put the kids, when
Yes.
they were 7 years
Yeah.
old, as
That's
chimney
right.
sweeps?
He was a chimney sweep as well.
Kalgoorlie, mate. Kalgoorlie.
Hey, Chrissy,
Kalgoorlie.
we have been following you over the journey, and I'm just wondering when do you sleep? Because you're doing so many shows. You're doing breakfast radio, which we all, at the end of it, are going, oh my God, I've got to go back to bed.
And the rest of the time you're walking.
I know, I do a lot of walking, don't I?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I've got, someone said to me today, Dino, who I work with, goes, are you a little bit addicted? And I think maybe yes, I am. Because I find the more I walk, the saner I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is a great gift to be
Yes.
sane for the first time. Plus, I've signed up for this 300 kilometres for Fred Hollow's foundation that I've got to do.
So that's in the month of August. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
cool.
Chrissy
Yeah.
completed yesterday in an afternoon.
Well, you know what? That sounds like you're joking, but yesterday I was completely manic. And in between working and organising the dinner and doing this and that and the other thing, I walked 18 kilometres.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I know. And I unlocked a thing on my Fitbit, the Minions badge, guys.
Oh my God!
Congratulations.
Isn't it? There's nothing better than when you get a reward on your
Yes.
Apple Watch or your
I
Fitbit.
know.
Like this is a little virtual medallion. It's just amazing.
Exactly.
Just sit
It
there and
means
spin
nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But geez, it gave me a
No,
thrill.
no, you're basically a gold medalist in Birmingham. What are you talking about?
See, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days, right? So we've got when Lotto comes around, of course, everyone talks about it, and
Yeah.
we always say that you don't want to blow your Lotto luck with a small win.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the other day, a fair few people in WA won $9,000. Sean was yet to check his ticket, so I said to Sean, "Will you go and get your ticket and rip it up?" Because he wasn't happy with $9,000.
If that's your lotto luck.
Yeah,
No.
Chrissy, if you had a possible $9,000 ticket in front of you for Lotto, would you tear it up?
No, absolutely not.
But if you claim it, you can't win the 20 or the 50 or the $100 million we
No,
keep
we
coming
don't
up
know
with.
if you can't win
If you
it.
did claim it, would you then just not bother buying lotto tickets anymore because you've used your lotto duck?
Correct. That's how I would work. Sean, that is ridiculous logic, because if that is a winning ticket, your lotto luck is blown whether you like it or not.
Whether
you
you
reckon?
claim it
Do
or
you
not.
reckon?
Yeah.
I think if you claim it,
Yeah.
but if you
Well,
leave it
so
out
you're
there for
saying
the win,
you're saying if you never know, it never happened. Like what happens when you go away on holidays without Megan.
No, but do you know
I don't remember a
the
thing.
lotto luck gods know, and they're
Yeah.
the only ones that matter. It
Yes,
doesn't matter if you
solid
know, you
point.
may as well get it.
Okay,
Get the money.
So they've made an offering of $9,000.
That's right.
So they'll remember that, hey, we've made an offering to that guy and he didn't
Yeah.
take it, bad luck. You're struck off the list straight up.
Absolutely. How ungrateful. You would be struck down by the
reversed
lotto
any
gods.
lotto luck that you might have been going to come into.
It's a really good way to describe me,
Exactly.
ungrateful. right.
When you become a contestant on The Masked Singer, right?
Yeah,
Do you get
yeah.
a say? Do you get a say in this in the outfit you get? Because if you get the blowfly, you'd
Yep.
be going.
No, come on.
How do you how do
Even
you
the
see me?
thong is
Yeah.
like, come on.
But the blowfly especially. So do they get a say, or do they
I
just get
don't
told
think-
you're going to be a blowfly?
I don't think you do get a say. I think that they may have a sort of a short list going, you might suit this or you might suit that, and then they can choose from there. But generally they're given them, and they're also given like a set of cliff notes about the character of the mask.
Right.
Right.
So then they have to adopt those things,
Traits.
like maybe the thong
Yeah.
is sort of cute and flirtatious,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know,
Famously,
obviously.
thongs are flirtatious.
Well,
Yes.
especially when
They-
they ride up your bum.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thong, the thong, thong, thong.
Yeah.
When I first heard that a thong was one of the masks, I was like, "What? Have we got a giant G-string?
Yeah.
here? What is
Yeah.
going
I mean,
on?"
yeah.
But
Of course.
It's
No, that's
interesting
next
because
level.
I just thought like it's like when an actor gets offered a role and they said we'd love you to come in to audition for this role. We're looking for a pathetic, pale-skinned loser, and you go,
Great, a job.
okay, are you joking?
Then you just hope you don't get it because you're not pathetic and pale enough.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday where this actor who hasn't been in many things was talking about how once he'd read this description of this character in a script. So it wasn't even part of the pitch document. It just said, Captain Selinsky in brackets slightly overweight brackets, and he was really affronted by it. He was like, "What does that matter in the script? Like, I've got the role. Why do you have to tell me that in the script?"
They added it to the script once he got the role.
Yes,
Hurtful,
yes,
very hurtful.
I loved it.
Hey,
Loved it.
Chrissy, how does it work with such an array of people across the desk now that you're all the judges? Like the judging panel's like a slips cord in an Ashes test.
Can I tell you, it was so much fun, and I think we've got an advantage from the original panel because they signed on with not knowing what the Masked Singer
Sure.
was. You know, they were super brave and gave it a go, whereas the rest of us have been watching it. I mean, Mel B, Scary Spice,
Yep.
she's been behind the mask twice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's good
Once
insight.
in Spain. Yeah. So we were all across it. I've watched every performance, every season with my kids. So I, in particular, came to it very seriously, guys. Very seriously. I'm like Columbo. I'm like, just when they're about to go, I say, and one more thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was
catch
up
them out.
all.
You're fully
I was up-
cross-examining them.
Well, at one time, I was so sure one of them was, say, John Travolta. I'll say that as an example.
Yep.
And just when this was off air, like I wasn't even doing it for television magic. The mask was leaving the stage, being, guided off because they can't see a goddamn thing. And I go, bye, John Travolta. Just to see if he would turn around, if I could catch him, if I'd blown his identity. I mean, I was up all hours of the night putting together, clues, and I mean, I really lost my mind.
Have you ever been approached to be one of the Masked Singers?
Because you can sing.
Yes, I thought you would have. I thought you would have.
Yeah. In fact, I think I've been approached a few times, and definitely for the first season. And of course, I would have loved it, but I think there was some, scheduling thing that I couldn't change. But I've always loved the show.
But you know what? Now there's a new show that you really should go on because of all your walking. You should go on Hunted.
Because you're running, walking, running, hiding.
I would love to go.
I know.
Hunted.
How did you? Like when I spent the whole time watching it, going, okay, this is how I would do it.
Oh.
And I worked through my entire network of people that I know in Melbourne. I reckon I could go. I'd go
I
all
would even
right.
go the opposite way. I'd sit down Hussein it. I'd dig a hole, put a plank on top, and just be under that the
Be
whole
great
time.
TV for
That's
3
not
weeks.
bad.
Yeah, well, it worked well for
good
Sudan.
way.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Nat,
mate.
do you like true crime?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And I think if you love true crime, that's how you watch Hunted. You're like, that's not how I would do it. That's not how I would abduct that man and lock him in a boot.
That's right.
We know everything about everything if you're a true crime person.
Exactly.
All right, well, everybody, the Masked Singer is back, and this time with 100% more Chrissy Swan.
That's right. And that's a good thing. It's Sunday.
It's so great. Sunday night, you'll just love it. And all the names, there's no Michael Bevins this year. No disrespect.
No.
But I remember
He was
Michael Bevan's mask came off, and my daughter was so excited, and then she goes,
Who's that?
Who the bloody hell is that?
Even Michael Bevan looks in the mirror and says, who's that?
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Australia is riddled with beauties and geeks. I mean, we're three beauties. And last night we found our ultimate winner. His name's Aaron, and he's a train driver, and we fell in love with him. Hello, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Our favourite
Congratulations,
geek.
Aaron.
Well done, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
We did see that you've come a long way, obviously, particularly, last night culminating when you're throwing yourself out of building. That's not hard, that's not that, not a great day, really. But you were talking to Carly. You were convincing her that you've got it and you're proud of her and that you love her and it's all safe. That's amazing.
Yeah, because she's done such a great job at helping me and pushing me throughout this amazing experience. And we were all like ready to go, but the second we saw it, that's when we started to panic a little bit. I could see she was panicking so much, and I thought, she's come through for me so many times. It's now my turn to do it.
Aaron, I connected with you straight away. I come from a family of train drivers. My father was a train driver. I actually told him I was speaking to you today. He was very excited. My dad has driven the Indian Pacific. He's rang me up several times for the lists. He has driven K-Class, H-Class. He used to drive the tea and sugar train across the Nullarbor, which provided provisions for people that lived along the track. He used to drive GMs, CLs, ANs, ARs.
GM.
Okay, is GM the one, is it?
Tell us about it.
I love a good GM.
Tell us about the GM.
What's so good about it?
It's got just the distinctive nose shape of the GM. What's known in the train, we don't call them train geeks. We call them gundles.
Yes.
And they're unique. The bulldog nose of the GM is
Oh, okay.
Just makes that class really unique.
Aaron, so when we were younger, Dad sometimes would take us on the train when he was driving it, and that bullnose, there's a little door in front of that, Sean, you can go into it.
Oh.
And my brother would lock me in there and then get Dad to do the horn. And I'd be there going,
That is so good.
and I'd always know when I'm around that door, I was about to get shoved in. Yeah. Aaron, so where do you drive trains?
My work says I'm not allowed to talk about, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. No, so is it regional or is it city
Metro.
based? Metro.
Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
right,
Yeah.
And Aaron, with the train situation, have you have you taken trips overseas to
Look at trains.
doing
Overseas
that
trains.
kind of stuff?
Yeah, because when I went to the UK, I did a really big. It was sort of like a train holiday as well. So went train hopping around the UK. When I went to the Netherlands, did a lot of train hopping there. Basically, it's got a train system. I'm gonna give it a go.
Wow,
lovely.
Dad was once filmed on a train TV show, so you probably watched them, Aaron. It's like it's really quite not interesting. It's basically they shoot the guy in the engine and then the people on the carriage and then they shoot the what's happening outside. But Dad was filmed on a train TV show that was shown all across Japan because there's train enthusiasts everywhere. What is the number one train that you want to experience that you haven't yet?
Probably the main train experience that I want to do is the mountain railways in Switzerland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Have you heard about that?
And there are lots of tunnels, presumably.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I believe that's the Glacier Express.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Beautiful. We've got it up on the screen right now. Aaron,
it
you
out.
know
That's
what?
amazing.
I know that you were really nervous about showing Carly the train model, group that you're with. And I know that you were really shy about the fact that you love trains so much. But you know what? It is so interesting to speak to someone when they love something.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I'm really glad that you
Genuine
learned that
passion.
lesson that, you should be proud of what you love.
Of your passion,
because
yeah.
if you love it, then other people are going to be interested in it too.
Yeah, because I found that when I was talking to the other geeks and listening to their passions, they were just really into it, and it's just really nice to see.
I tell you what, though, your roommate was pretty dirty about the fact that you let Carly hold that train straight away.
Yeah, I had to hear about it.
Have you let another girl hold your train since the show finished?
Well, because I've just been so busy. So all my model trains have been packed away at the moment.
Oh, have
Okay, all right.
Oh, look at him. He's the life of a rock star now.
I know.
Got no time for the rails.
Absolutely, Aaron. So, Aaron, how long ago did you film this? And you and Carly, obviously you've been doing interviews and stuff lately, but are you still tight?
We filmed a few months ago, but yes, we are still very tight. We keep in constant contact with each other.
That's nice.
And yeah, then I feel like I've got a mate for life.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
beautiful.
really love the $50,000 that you won, and you're thinking that you're going to fix your teeth. Is that still the plan?
Yes, I'll be putting it towards my teeth.
Mate, you know what? You didn't even need to.
No,
The amount of
nobody
people
would have
I know
known.
that have got plates that come out of
Yes.
their heads. I know that it's self-conscious for you, and I'm really, really, I'm just letting you know, no one would have cared. But I'm really glad that you now have the funds to fix something that you
whatever
want to
you want to do to make you happy.
You're a good man, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Aaron.
talking to us, and well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
Bye,
See you, buddy.
It's 17 to 9 on Nova.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Hear that, everyone?
It's a rocking chair.
That's David Mundy on the porch.
Yes, he is, and he's coming live from the porch on his rocking chair this morning.
Well, he's
Good morning to you,
retired.
David.
Good morning.
Hey, mate,
Dave.
what are you whittling right now in retirement? Are you going to play the banjo? What are we doing?
Oh, I haven't figured it out yet, but there's this nice piece of wood just ready to go.
Dave, what a big week announcing your retirement at the end of 2022, of course. Hopefully Fremantle will play a few more games for you. But what a decision. How did that come about for you?
It's been something that's bubbling away, I guess, in the back of my mind for a little while. I've been on one-year deals for a very long time, and so not much career security in those. So I've been thinking about the transition a bit. And just before Christmas, really, I guess, I destroyed my ankle out on Coburn in our last session before Christmas, which was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
And they, I guess, kick-started, that serious thought about, how my time in football was going and how I wanted it to end and what I was going to do afterwards. So I've figured out two of those things, and as to the last, what I'm going to do next, I have no idea.
So
into the abyss.
Do you like what you've said, though? You don't want to be carried off. You want to be able to walk off, But, like, working with Sean now for so long, we know that his bum hurts.
His neck hurts. Knees hurt.
I got told I got to have a shoulder operation, likely.
Shoulder
yesterday.
operation. So right now, I mean, I know that once you put your body up on blocks, you'll be able to probably feel more so what the future problems are going to be. But right now, what's your list of stuff you need to get done in the shop?
Well, I guess first of all, I know Sean obviously quite well, and I'm hopeful that he's just a little bit precious than everyone else.
Well, Sean actually said because you know him so well, that's why his bum hurts. It's weird. So what's your list of things in that you think you're going to have issues with in the future?
Well, I think I've played so many games, so I'm really realistic that there's going to be multiple joint replacements at some point in my future.
Yeah.
But ankles have always been my biggest area of concern.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Sean, your ankles have been fine, haven't they?
It's about the only thing
never
that's
really
good on him.
complained about your ankles.
No, I had a fracture in there when I first started at the doctor, so I got a couple of screws in that one, but it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, right. Have you got screws in your ankles?
I have a tightrope little wire in my right syndesmosis, but everywhere else has been pretty good.
So it's literally a wire holding your ankle together.
No, not usually, but it makes me feel a bit superhuman, a bit Terminator-ish, so I'm all good.
Yeah, I like that, Dave. Hey, Dave, one of the great things about your career, apart from the longevity of it all and how great you've been, is that the people in the community, how there's been a lot of memes about you, really funny stuff along the way. But
especially the last few years.
Yeah, but it's all come from a loving part. You must have been wrapped with it, how people in the community have engaged with you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The last few days have been overwhelming, to be honest. It's been the love and support from all areas of the football community, not just Fremantle, have been pouring in, and it's taken me hours to go through it and read it and get back to people and all that kind of stuff. And apologies if I've not back to everyone, but and I guess stems back to the last few years. I still reflect back on the Mundy 300 week and leading into that Western Bulldogs game, and that was just absolutely insane, and something for my family and I guess, to be really proud of, and to go through that kind of wave of support throughout my career has been something that I'll really cherish.
Yeah, now, you have been called the Dumbledore of the sport, which is really lovely. And Sean was telling me when you first started playing, balls are made with whale leather because they didn't realise it was wrong.
It's come a long way. Yeah.
Well, Nathan, David got his first game because I got dropped. I'm telling that story. I can remember that.
I do vividly upstairs at Fremantle. I was called up to see Chris Connolini's office on a Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it was. And I was sitting outside his office kind of knowing what was coming and going to debut and all the emotions that come with that. And so justifiably was sweating absolute bullets waiting to go into this meeting. And as I was about to get up to go in, Big Shawnee comes storming out, angriest man in first. He looks at me, gives me like this really hesitant little nod like, "What up, mate? But I just got dropped, so stuff you." And storms out.
I mean, some would say it was the right decision.
Yeah,
so 371 games left. Dave, you said you don't know what you're going to do next, but do you have an idea? What sort of skill set have you got? Do you think maybe, you'll stay in footy in some capacity as, coaching, or do you want to go into the media or
aquaculture?
Yeah. Yes, of course, you're a marine biologist.
Do you want to get Sean dropped here so you can step into this job too?
History says it works.
Nathan, that and Dave.
No, I've spent about 15 years really trying to educate myself, prepare myself for this transition and be ready for, whatever opportunity comes. So, I've done marine and environmental undergrad and honours, and I'm about to finish an MBA. Done a little bit of work in the media, obviously, and some commentating stuff, and obviously entrenched in what happens at the football club. both in a playing sense, but I guess more in a leadership and operational sense as well. So I have no grand ideas or ambitions just yet. Nothing set in concrete on the way out. I'm really open and flexible to whatever comes my way.
Well, you better hurry up because JK's looking for stuff too.
Yeah, I know,
You flooded the market with amazing retiring footballers.
I know, competition never been so stiff, Dave. Hey, Barra, the first time when you got drafted, right, in 2003 from Seymour, how did that take place? Did the recruiting guys, Phil Smart, Brent Dawkins, come to you? How did it all go down for you, and how was it received?
Well, I guess my first memory of it is at draft camp. I was sitting down with Fremantle people, and Chris Connolly, who was a Golden Valley boy as well, asked me point blank, "How do you feel about wearing purple?" And I was wearing or playing for Mo Bushrangers at that point. They had a purple sash through the middle of their jumper, and I mentioned that and got a few chuckles and a few head nods. So that was probably my first good step in a Fremantle sense.
Awesome.
And then
So it was literally just a colour chart situation.
Yeah, good purple jokes.
So the draft back then wasn't like it is now. It's not wasn't some big aired event. It was, I think, it just happened quietly one morning, and I was actually asleep for it. I got woken up by a text message on my old big Nokia phone, which I was really proud of at the time.
Yeah, of course.
By a teammate congratulating me. So I walked out to the kitchen, and my dad was sitting at the kitchen bench trying to tune his radio to get the draft, and I told him, and he was immediately like chuffed as. And I walked through to wake up my mum because she was a night shift nurse, and so she just got home and gone to bed.
Yeah.
And I told her, and she immediately started bawling her eyes out.
Of course. Her boy was moving to the other side of the country.
Yeah. And then he sat down and he played a celebratory game of Snake on his Nokia. Remember Snake? It was like, oh my God, it's a video game.
What number did you go at, Dave?
I was drafted number 19 in that year, which was the first pick of the second round. And I can remember leading up to the draft, just joking with my mates. I didn't think I was going to get drafted, really, and certainly not that high. But I remember joking with my mates saying, I hope I don't go pick 19 because it's the first pick of the second round and the pay scale drops by like $3,000. The first round.
Hey, Dave, do you remember the minimum for me? I think my first year was like $14,500 or something along those lines. Yours would have been pretty low back then.
Oh, his was pounds and shillings.
Yeah, so I was paid in my first year as a second round draftee. My base wage I think was about $37,000.
Yeah.
So in 2004, which at the time for a 18-year-old, I was like, oh my God, look at all this. So it was a nice little bump, yeah.
And what about, this will be my final question for you. You've gone through all this period, right? But at the moment, you are playing as a player, your coach you played with, the GM of football you played with, the CEO was playing when you first got drafted. It's pretty amazing in that sense as well.
Yeah. The Queen was a wag.
Yeah. It is. When Justin and Peter and Josh Carr, have come back to the club, I found the first interaction with them really weird. Yeah. They've come back in a position of authority in the hierarchy, above me, and we've been on footy trips together and played a heap of footy together, and so there's a lot of back history with our relationship and stuff. So to kind of fall back into that, coach-player relationship has been. The first couple of weeks has been, something that we've had to feel out. It's been, a little bit awkward, to be honest. But I guess then having that relationship, it's really helped, I guess, me find my place in how we help get the playing group to where we wanted to get it to. And I felt like I've been really included in that process, which has been great.
Oh, you've been an ornament to the game. Yeah. Extraordinary career.
Love your work. You've been amazing. So I look forward to plenty more games in 2022, mate. Keep playing well. You're outstanding last week. Keep it up.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
See you, man.
What a legend.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Well, let's head straight over to Birmingham and catch up with our great mate Jason Richardson. You'll see him trackside at the Athletics watching the Commonwealth Games. Good morning, Richo. Good morning, buddy.
My day's complete. Against 100 metres. Nova Perth, you bloody beauty. How are you? You enjoying the Commonwealth Games?
Yes, well, I'm enjoying watching you dress up as Peaky Blinders, which seems to be a big part of the coverage.
Hey, seriously, Nat, how bloody good did I look?
I know. You were very convincing.
I was stopped while we were doing it because we were walking actually in the museum where they film Peaky Blinders, and we've got a camera crew with us, and of course the beautiful Mel McLaughlin was dominating proceedings, and we were strutting along, and I'm stopping all the time and staring and trying to be Tommy Shelby, and we actually convinced most of the people we were filming a scene for Peaky Blinders.
Oh, God.
Oh, they would have bought it, yeah.
I won't lie to you. Mel had 105 photos. I got one selfie with a young lady who it's fair to say that had a little touch of augmentation, and she had 2 kids, and one of them was called Pebbles. So I think you get a bit of an idea of I'm attractive.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Hey, we saw you go to the chocolate factory as well.
Yeah.
Well, what are the other little things that you've done over there that we might have missed?
Well, Chocolate Factory is just absolutely fantastic. I didn't realise that Cadbury was actually started here. That's how educated I am. I thought it was a Tasmanian chocolate. I said that to the guy there, and he was absolutely offended. He said, "Yeah, we set up that about 100 years ago, but we've been here for 200." Said, "Oh, good chat."
Cool story, bro.
I've been to a whole lot of canals. Guess what? There's more canals here than there is in Venice.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
About that. But anyway, but they are stinky, smelly canals. So went and did that, and just checking out most of Birmingham.
I tell you what, watching you down at the Athletics tonight, and geez, you catching up with Brandon Stark there for a while from Game of Thrones. That was good. He got a silver in the high jump. Ron Brown, your favourite?
Yeah, we love Rowan, don't we? I think I've got a peanut. It's gone down the wrong way.
Cough it up.
Supposed to put it in your mouth, mate.
Hey, I'm in the car with a lot of people. So we're on Nova Perth. Anyone else in the car that I can see? Tamsin, say hi to Nova Perth.
Tamsin Lewis. No. Hey, Tamsin. What a champion of the track she was. Fantastic.
What a champion she was. That was a very poor accent of Birmingham, wasn't it? I got a guy who's got a better accent of Birmingham. Hey, Bruce, give us a Birmingham accent.
No, hi guys, how are you?
Hey, Bruce.
Richo, thank you so much.
The great
It's
man,
the greatest
Bruce.
carpool of all
I know.
time.
You wouldn't want this car to crash, would you?
So you've just found out what I do.
You're a driver.
Pins for Bruce. It's by Shorty McManus. You'd know a bit about that, mate. Just sort of being out wide, just providing support to those superstars.
Oh, yeah. I was always on the outside of the edges. Yeah. Just doing my thing. Waiting my turn.
Getting
Swooping
cleaned
in.
up by David Wirraponda.
I did read a story this morning. I don't remember his name, but there was, I think it was a Jamaican runner, ran his personal best under 45 seconds and had to get a wheelchair.
In the 400?
In the 400.
He had a lactic acid issue.
And then everyone's saying, well, great run, but that was a really naive thing to do because you're supposed to save that run to the final. So isn't it amazing for people to say, well done, but
what are you doing?
What the hell were you thinking? And then he was lying on the ground. He could hardly move. And did you notice Tamsin Manu was giggling at him, the fact that he couldn't make his way over? He couldn't make his way off the track. Yeah. He was crawling like he was at the end of the marathon. He only won 400.
I would like to see that at one of the track events, crawling. How good would that be?
That would be pretty excellent, actually, wouldn't it? But that last 50 metres he ran, for whatever reason, pushing himself to the end. And everyone's going, and yeah, you're right.
He's clearly qualified for the final. Yeah. What are you doing?
And then there was the other guy that pulled up too early, and now apparently his whole country's just taking the piss out of him because he let one of the Australians get through. It's like so people are going too hard, people are stopping too early. It's so great, the athletics.
It's good fun, isn't it? The swimming's been incredible as well. Yeah. I mean, Ariane Titmus put a full stop on it tonight. The 1,500 metres is always a highlight, and the Australian team just totally and utterly dominate the pool. But if you notice that it's very much skewed, when we look at our gold medal tally, it is so skewed towards our female athletes. Our female athletes have got 3/4 of the gold medals. Girl power is reigning supreme at Birmingham.
Well, it was the same thing in the Olympics just gone by. Our girls just dominated. They have been. They've been outstanding. I want to get back to the track there for a second. And I see a lot of these guys, Richo, they go down with cramp, and we saw the lactic acid build up and all this kind of stuff. you're from the athletics world, and I've seen these guys train firsthand when we had Adam Basil over here training, one of your great friends. What is this? Are you a bit soft in the athletic world? Let's be honest.
Well, some are soft in the athletics world, but of course I wasn't. I was extraordinary. I was breathtaking.
You're amazing. A gazelle, some would say.
You liberated a nation. We've heard it many times.
Stocky, tubby gazelle.
The fastest wombat we've ever seen.
No, but they are. I'll tell you what the thing about. You look at the 100 metres. There is nowhere to hide. You can't make your way down to the forward pocket and just do a few shepherds and contribute to a team effort. It is just you trying to exert your will on the other in your own lane where you can't touch.
Yeah, but only for 10 seconds.
Well, what more do you possibly want?
Should we take a moment to talk about Peter Bowl? Because he was dominant in the 800 in his heat. So, yeah, looking forward to him bringing it home.
He was fantastic, wasn't he? So he's got 4 days to wait, which is unusual, a big gap between the final. But he was about 20-1 before the, in the early betting, which I thought wasn't a true indication of his price. And it was interesting. Bruce calling the 400-metre heats, and, he's the best judge there is, said a really fair point, and that is, I think he's the favourite. I think he's the one that they have to beat. He seems to have come out of the World Championships where he made the World Championship final. Some athletes have really struggled coming out of it and backing up, changing continents, travelling halfway across the world in such a short amount of time and then doing another major champs. But he seems to have really trampolined off that to a whole different level. He is the one that they have to beat. He is going to be fantastic. He's a great ambassador for Australia and WA, of course. So you'll be barracking hard for him. And I reckon he'll win.
Excellent. Well, that'll be great, mate. No doubt you had a piece, or someone that might have had a piece of that 20-1 for Peter to take out the gold medal. Anyway, Richo, congratulations on such a great effort so far. We've loved it in your work on Channel 7 as always, mate. And God bless you. Come home safe.
Love chatting to you always. And don't forget, gamble responsibly.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
As we all know, we're all trying to win lotto, yes?
Yes.
Always. What's tonight? So Tuesday was 20. Someone won the whole lotto on the East Coast.
Yes.
What's tonight?
I'll find out for you. Keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. So a Perth woman, she's won more than $214,000, right? So are we okay with that amount to win that amount? No.
It's chump change.
Well, especially it's the woman the other day that won 20 million.
I know.
I want to be that woman.
Okay, so would you know we tried to get Sean to rip up his ticket, which he can't find mysteriously?
I'll bring it in.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll swing by the news agency first too.
It'll have the date on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying about that. I'm saying
You've already checked.
You'll check it first, mate. Don't you worry about that.
We know how he hadn't thought of that. What an idiot.
Very good, no.
So would you rip up the? Okay, so there is a tick that you've won the 200. There's someone in Perth won $214,000, and you had your ticket here right now. You haven't checked it. Would you let me rip it up, Ali?
No.
No, I mean, he's still going to take the 214, but you're not going to be happy about it.
No. You'd be furious, wouldn't you?
So so this chick, she got a sign. This chick that won the 214,000, she got a sign. That's all we want in life, isn't it? A sign that you're going to win lotto.
A sign of modest lotto luck.
You've got to be open to it. I'd be happy with $214,000. You guys are terrible. Okay, so she was at her across from her local supermarket, and she noticed the draw was for 30 million, so she wandered on over. Then she said there was this ticket on the front counter flapping in the wind.
Oh.
It was for a syndicate, for the mega draw.
Yes.
She'd never bought into a syndicate before, but she just felt drawn to it because of the flapping. And now she looks back and she goes, okay, that was the sign because the ticket was flapping in the wind.
No, it's just really windy at the moment.
Yeah. I've had those signs before because I've jumped in
me
a syndicate
too.
every now and then because they had a weird name or whatever and go, oh, that must be a sign.
Yeah, nothing came of it. I was buying a ticket once and a money spider. They were freaking out because there was a money spider. And well, this is a really good time to be buying a ticket. Nothing came of it.
But maybe it's the flapping. I mean, Sean, you've flapped some things in front of my face, but it's a sign to go to HR.
I'll get you one day.
8 million tonight in Powerball. 8 million.
8 million.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.